Hello, fruit friends. This is one I've always wanted to try but never had a chance to. It's cacao, fresh cacao pod from Fruit Hunters, Fruit Hunters Co. I'll tag them in the description. But let's open this up. Here's the box. I will say right off the bat, this is great packaging. This arrived at my house in 3 days, 2 days of shipping after I ordered it. Cool box, very sturdy, it's in great shape. It's got air holes, as you can see, an awesome logo. So let's open this up. I'm very excited just by the way the box looks. This seems like a very professional operation. All right, so here they are. These things are beautiful. So these are supposed to be ripe. They're supposed to be shipped ripe. I hear something in there shaking around. They're hard. They are quite hard. The smell is unreal. It is a beautiful smell. It reminds me of fresh apples, like apple cider. This is definitely a smell that you'd smell like at an apple orchard here up at New England. Smells like fall. Also, the colors do remind me of fall. Beautiful, vibrant red on this one. This one's got some yellows and oranges. Overall, beautiful colors. And just an awesome smell. It's kind of like an apple cinnamony type of smell. Anyways, if you didn't know, so this is cacao. These are cacao pods. And in here are some seeds surrounded by a white flesh. And these are actually, I think the seed or the bean in here is what chocolate is made out of. Chocolate comes from these. So you can't have chocolate without first these pods. So let's cut one open. And I think what we eat for right now, we're gonna eat the white flesh. So we'll cut this open and finally get to try some fresh cacao, or cacao in general. All right, as you can see, it's got these individual beans surrounded with a white fleshy substance. It's slimy, it's wet, it has a faint, ever so faint chocolate smell. Very interesting. Let's see. Okay. That is very interesting. Let's have a couple more. Okay, so these things are amazing. Nothing like what I expected. So here's a handful of them. They're kind of connected by this membrane. It's harder to extract the flesh, to take the flesh off the seed than I thought. It's not easy at all. You kind of just suck on it and you don't ever get it all off. There's nothing like substantial to chew on because I don't want to chew on the seed right now. But they are flavorful. They're sweet. There's a little bit of sourness in there. And then this very subtle something else flavor. It's very nice. It's very refreshing. Not at all like what I thought. It doesn't really taste like chocolate. You could probably strain your imagination and find some chocolate in there. Very fruity. But it's nice. I just wish it was easy. I wish I could eat all this white stuff, but you can't really get it off. So it's a little So it's a little later, and I'm still munching on these cacao pod beans. And I had another idea for a flavor note. I mentioned it in the smell of the pod, but the pulp itself actually is reminding me of like a cinnamon apple, like a Granny Smith apple. You get your little sweet, your little tart, and then but with cinnamon, because there's also like a spicy flavor to it. It's a very interesting flavor, very nice. I actually put the beans in the fridge, and now they're a little cool. So it's really nice to eat. There really isn't much pulp on each bean, and it is hard to separate the pulp from the seeds. So, all right, so the flavor is super unique. It's hard for me to describe. I did just read that you could eat these beans raw. This is what you turn into chocolate. It's got to go through a fermentation and a roasting process, I think. But let's try it raw. Let's try one. What it looks like. Okay. They are interesting. They kind of taste like cacao nibs, but I think that cacao nibs are processed in some additional way. Maybe they're roasted and fermented first or something. Tasted very raw. It was kind of gross. It was like a cow. It was very powerful, very potent, but at the same time, kind of there was a green flavor. I will say that the aftertaste is that of like, it's reminiscent of a cacao nib, not chocolate yet. Maybe you stretch the imagination, but there's a definite like cacao nibby taste in there. The aftertaste isn't bad. Chewing one of those beans, I would not recommend that.